Hey there, everyone. This is Silk. We are doing Operation From Russia with Love. This is the Russian and CCP turns, turn 2.2 and 2.3. Just a tiny bit of house cleaning to kind of toss up on a bit. The Soviets did fail their Mongolian recruitment roll from turn 1. We had rolled an 8. The Japanese failed their recruitment roll for Siam. I think they rolled a 10 or 11, something like that. Um, the British, I don't think it was announced, got succeeded on radar with their tech roll, but failed on, I think it was improved construction was the other one. Uh, Hambone's already taken care of the Spanish issue. Just a note for Hambone, he can, in fact, split his militia if he wishes to, but he decided to place the infantry instead, just for ease of play. Um, and I think that's it. I think that was all. Oh, one other thing. The Japanese had a infantry here, and he tried to bring it down to Caroline with a destroyer, which you can't do. In V4, you can only move Marines with destroyers. So he needed to use a transport for that, but he had plenty of transports. All he does is bring it down on a transport, and it arrives down here, and then the transport that was in Caroline just goes back up. So it's the exact same board state. It just would have been a slightly different order of operations. So we're all good and set there. As for that, I think we'll get started here. Oh, poor CCP. So CCP has $2 to spend. They will be spending two of it on a militia. Um, Normally, I don't like to buy militia with CCP, especially early on. But one of the tidbits of the KMT, you never really know exactly what they're going to do. We were kind of hoping to be nice and friendly with them, but they weren't interested in being friendly. And they just turned around and bought two cavalry. And if they buy militia here, that's kind of a friendly KMT that's trying to stop Japan. They buy a mountain infantry. That's also usually a pretty friendly way to show that they're being a little cooperative. But when they buy cav, that tends to mean they're coming to kill you. So we are in a bit of trouble. Meanwhile, Japan kind of set themselves up. They're all kind of ready to go here. You can look at their planes, and it looks like they're not necessarily in position, but because of the way the carriers work, they're not far off. Like it's still just 1, 2, 3, 4, and then land. So they can still do quite a bit. So Japan might still come in here on turn 2 and killinate things. We're not sure, or they may not. Positive. Either way, it sure looks like the KMT's come to kill us, so that's definitely a problem. So we will not conduct any combat operations. We will just go straight to our place phase. We are going to influence High this turn. We do have two territories that are adjacent to it. We do not have any money to spend since we bought a militia. So we have to succeed on a 1 or 2. So here we go. We got 11, so we failed. So this may be the end of the CCP. We shall see. Place our militia in Szechuan and see if that deters the KMT aggression or not. We're not sure. We'll find out. But that's the end of the CCP. As for the Soviets, they get to start their turn with a. Oh, it's not a D8, it's D6. 12, it's D6. On turns 2, 4, and 6, they get a income increase. So we are going to roll that here at the start of the turn and see what we come up with. I'm going to scale this up just a touch so it looks a little different than the other dice. A little bit easier to read. So here we go. Hopefully it's not an awful number. Oh, a 5. Oh, we are perfectly happy with a 5. That's a great opening roll there. So CCP income will jump to 9 at the end of this turn. If we get real lucky and get a 6, that'll be something. We have $8 to start with. So we will. Oh, I didn't roll my recruitment roll. I did get a recruitment roll for the CCP at it too. Maybe if I make that, they won't die. It's a 9. Let's see. We have $8 to spend if we want to spend it. I think we're going to spend 6 and upgrade this medium factory here in Stalingrad. So we will spend the 6 to make that a major factory. That will leave us with 2. And then we will collect 9 at the end of the turn. So we will have 11 for the start of the next turn. Meanwhile, we do have some non-combat movements to make. We will rail this infantry from Novosibirsk over to Amur. We're good with that. Those guys are pretty happy where they are. We'll go ahead and move this infantry from Kalimskaya to North Caucasia. I'll move the infantry from eastern Ukraine down to Tarita. We'll move 1 infantry from western Russia to Karelia, 2 infantry from Karelia to Murmansk, along with the 2 medium armor from Karelia to Murmansk, or Kola, sorry. 1 infantry from Yaroslav to western Russia, 1 infantry from Smolensk to western Russia, cavalry from Uralkursk to North Caucasia. And that is likely our entire turn there. Alright, so for Spain, nothing too complicated. The 2 infantry in Madrid will step back to Catalonia. That should be all we do with that. They're all good. So let's go ahead and make our recruitment roll for Spain. Should be at a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 territories. So we need a 5 or less. We get a 7, so we fail. We have a recruitment roll for Mongolia. That is at a 4 or less. We get a 5 almost, but not quite. And that should be all of our turn. So we are... That is... Oh, no, boats. We got boats to move. Oh, yes. Minor correction there. So our boats were here. It's 1, 2, 3. So these 2 boats actually were here at the end of last turn. I forgot to mention that as part of House Canadian. So those guys will go ahead and go to P1 for this turn. The boats here in M2 go 1, 2, 3 to A28. Hang out with the German subs there. Those boats are there. And I have boats to place that I didn't place last turn. Those will get placed with the rest of the fleet in A14. And that is it. So we will sign this off and send it over to Global War Enthusiast. Soviets had collect their 9, or no, yeah, collect 9, and go to 11. So everybody have a great day.